You see, every single person that means well for Nigeria, every single person that speaks against the injustice, the ills, the wrongs of this very country, highs and low, whether it's coming from the federal government, the state, the local, or it's coming from the citizenry at large, every single person that means well for this very country owes this young man a praise, a worship, lifetime respect, lifetime honor. He so deserves it. What is VDM actually doing? He's daring. He's exposing. He's setting the record straight. He's doing things millions of heads in this country can't do, which actually has placed him to be the biggest target, to be the biggest enemy of those who don't mean well for this very country. Now, you see this very picture here, this very single picture and the series of the picture he took at the club, spraying this money. And in the caption, he said, "I be Okoya Pikin, EFCC, if you do anything." I think this is the third day or the second day, I'm not sure. Yet, we're yet to read or see any petition, we're yet to read or see any invitation, we're yet to read or see anything that has to do with EFCC, who have actually sent so many people to jail because of this very thing. Question him, invite him. I speak for this guy's integrity sometimes. Now, if VDM have been challenging EFCC for a long time, why do you think that the EFCC couldn't invite him, couldn't write against him, couldn't say anything? And the answer is very simple. Because the Okoya Pikin, the Okoya son, who actually was caught on camera sometime last month or last 2 months, who was spraying money and at the same time abusing the office of a police officer. But VDM raised a topic about it and challenged them to say that they can't arrest or touch the Okoya son because the president of this very country is a family friend to the Okoyas. And nothing happened to your date. Nothing still happened to VDM while he did his. Do you know what this thing means? Your words hold greater value and influence online more than it holds greater value and influence offline. Do you also know what it means? If we collectively fight against any form of injustice, if we collectively sing against it, VDM has actually changed so many things that has actually been going wrong in the past. But the real question is, what do people fear about VDM? Now, that is where people get it wrong. Now, what do you think people fear most about Very Dark Man? You think the black, huge guy, or his chest, or his height, or his, what is that very thing that is very intimidating about VDM? It is not that guy. It is the essence. It is you, the supporter. The force behind VDM is you. You see, VDM's influence is very much spiritual. The more you see that they castigate him, they criticize him online, the more you see that there is a bigger influence that is more than your castigation, that is more than your criticism. That is what people fear the most. I believe Nedu has more followers than VDM. I believe most of the people who VDM has actually pulled down has more followers than him. You might want to end up as just the online following, but then it's bigger than the online following. That is the reason why, as long as say your hands are not clean, you can win him. It is his duty to fight this, and you are right if you are scared of him, if your hands are not clean. So if EFCC, with their power, with their sophistication, being the federal too, can't invite him, it tells a very sad story of how vulnerable people are. It tells a very sad story of how a poor man can get justice. We are still waiting on the EFCC to invite him, actually. And we're still waiting for them to make an official report on that. Because, VDM is a face. Somebody that a lot of people look up to. If not for anything, let them cite it as a bad example, to the people he's actually representing or to the people he actually speaks for. Either way, let it serve as a deterrent, but the report and official statement should come from EFCC because we know by law what VDM did was wrong. Then why can't that very enforcement that speaks against this, that has imprisoned some people like Bobrisky, that attempted it on Chief Priest actually managed to navigate it through lawfully. Why then are they keeping quiet on Very Dark Man, who is supposed to be the very number one target? Very Dark Man, continue your thing. Keep doing your thing. I will always keep celebrating you from far. I will always keep supporting you. I will always speak for your cause. Because in the history of Nigerian activism, this is the well-pronounced, this is the well-evident, this is beyond paper and pen. You speak, you stand, you challenge, you dare, you question, you ask questions, you speak for the people, for everyone, for the rich, for the poor. Activism hasn't really been well-pronounced and spoken for and stood for like this before. I mean, you are doing this and you also have the immunity not to be arrested and not to be taken for too long. Your force, your influence is beyond digital. I give it to you, sir.